Hello, my name is Shamara and I'm having a chat to you today about cleansing crystals using the burning of plant leaves or bark, and this is called smudging. Fire has been long known for its purification benefits, but well, rather than burn your crystals and ruin them, you use instead the leaves. As they burn, the purification energies of the smoke will remove blocked, stale and negative energies from the crystals. In this video I will talk about selecting which smudge, when not to do smudging, what you need to prepare, how to smudge and when to smudge. Now, most people have heard of a herb called white sage, and it's the most used plant in smudging by crystal lovers, probably because it's the most available and least expensive, well, at least in Australia, but you can use juniper, eucalyptus, sweetgrass, cedar, palo santo and so on. There is quite a debate about whether those of us who are non-Indigenous to an area should use the native plants. All I can say from the Aboriginal elders who would come to the shop to buy crystals is that they did not have an issue with me using the native plants. In my case, that may be eucalyptus, but they did believe using the plants from other countries not to be effective. And I intuited from my team who said, well, at least pick a plant that grew in Australia. The energies will be that little bit stronger. And most of all, ensure it's sustainably harvested. Now, if you do not feel good about the choice of smudging or the plant you're using, then just don't, because all you will do is project all that uncertainty and worry back onto the crystals as you're cleansing them. And what about actually considering growing the plant yourself? It could be fun. Next, the really big thing I need you to do is, if you have nasal, lung or eye issues, all those people who live and work around you do not smudge. It is going to irritate them. It can go on for days, the irritation. So if you have young kids, for example, we'll use a smudge spray. Get them out of the house for the day, although to be honest, the smell really does hang around. And when we used to smudge the shop, it would really irritate his asthma, so we just started doing other things instead. As I'm talking about smudging crystals, how about smudging them then in the garden or beside an open window so the smoke can more easily get away? And of course, do not light anything if you don't have a safe environment in which to have flame and smoke. There's no point burning your house down for the sake of a crystal. Also check you are not wearing flammable clothing. When getting ready to smudge, you need to assemble the following. Smudge, intuit which leaves, but to be honest, that's really more important when you're smudging your house. A fireproof container in which to burn the leaves, and some people love using a pretty container like an abalone shell. It adds to the experience, but it's not a necessity. Similarly, using a feather or fan to move the smoke, but again, not if you don't feel right doing it, don't. The big thing is to get a safety match or a lighter with a long neck, because it takes a while for the smudge to catch a light, and I burn my fingers too easily. So now I'm going to show you the process of smudging, but I'm going to give you some fun. I'm going to use 3 different plants and see if you can tell the difference. I'm sitting in the garden. It's not too wet, it's not too dry. I'm not going to start a bushfire, but I do actually have a container of water in case I set something alight. There's also no fire ban. Well, it has been a very wet winter. So first of all, as I said, see if you can tell, if you can sense the difference between the different smudges I use. I have 6 tourmaline bracelets, which I gave to my husband who was going to a meeting where the members were known to be obstructive and hostile, so that he would be protected and he could stay grounded and insightful. And it was the meeting of all meetings. It was so nasty. Can you feel the energy these crystals absorbed? If you can't, it's okay. So let me take 2 first, and I'm going to light up the smudge. As you can see, I get the flame going and now I blow it out because I want to use the smoke. As I hold the bracelets, I'm asking them through my intention that they release the stale and the negativity to the smoke. I personally like my hand turning in the smoke because that way any negativity on the tourmaline is not going to come back on me. And you will need to sense how long you need to do this. I had to do these for a while because of the situation of what they've been helping with. So now I'm going to put these 2 smudged bracelets beside 2 others that haven't been. Can you tell the difference? It's okay if you can't. Now I'm going to take those unsmudged ones and use Australian plant leaves. I'm pretty sure it's not poisonous. Well, I didn't die, so it mustn't be. As they're smoking away here, realise that obviously the amount of time to cleanse a crystal will vary. I mean, what's it been absorbing from you? What's it been absorbing from the environment around you? Now that this is complete, can you tell the difference between these two plants? It's okay if you can't. I'm now going to do also Palo Santo, which is a bark. I really found this one really helpful. It was actually easy to hold and get the smoke around. I don't find this particularly good for doing the house though. I actually prefer smudge for the house. Make sure you extinguish it really well. Use water, put a cloth over the flame and really make sure it has no oxygen. So now I've done the 6 bracelets. Can you feel the difference between which had which smudging? I definitely can, but it's okay if you can't. As you complete this process, you may want to express your gratitude towards the plants and the crystals which are helping you in beautiful ways. Have a prayer or a blessing for the guardians of the land. It all helps you develop your heart energy and your connection. And now you can also think about, do I need to reprogram these crystals? Are they about to have a different purpose? Do I need them now to help me with courage or new fun friendships? So I'm now going to talk about, is there a time in the month that it's better to do smudging? And I'm going to be controversial here. The crystals don't care. They really would prefer that you clean them when they need to be cleaned, otherwise they really can't help you. Amongst crystal lovers, of course, there's always the chat about the moon cycles, that cleansing through the full moon or the new moon is a significant spiritual tradition, and it's because it will influence the earthly energies, including the crystals. The new moon is often seen as a time of cleansing and renewal. It marks the time of a new lunar cycle, symbolising fresh starts and new beginnings. It's a great time for setting new intentions and goals, and I've definitely benefited from this myself. Others believe it's about the time of introspection and inner work. So cleaning the crystals at this time will help align you with the energies of introspection, promoting inner growth and clarity. In my opinion, use the new moon or earthly cycles of a waxing moon to add an extra boost in programming crystals where you have an intention that is about new beginnings, growing, expanding towards what you want. The full moon is associated with a different powerful energy. It's seen as a good time for recharging crystals with positive feminine energy, and it will enhance their effectiveness in practices, obviously, of healing and meditation. During the full moon, the crystals are aligning with the natural rhythms of the cycle of life. And for some practitioners, they see that it is heightened connection to the moon that enhances their personal and spiritual growth. In general, I believe to use the full moon or the stages of the waning moon to ramp up the programming of any crystals with those intentions of things that you really want to die off, to shrink, to let go of. But as I said, the crystals say, please clean me if I need it now, don't wait. As this video winds up, let's finish with a quick summary. Consider if smudging is the right technique for you when cleansing. Intuit, is there a particular leaf you should use? Burn and extinguish leaves in a safe way. Use this time to express gratitude, respect and admiration. Reprogram the crystals with new affirmations. And don't delay smudging. If the crystal needs it, do it. Use the cycles of the moon if that feels right for you. And if you found this helpful for yourself, please help others find it by liking, sharing and subscribing. My name is Shamara. I've been helping crystals people enjoy their crystals for 18 years. Just nowadays I am needing to create videos so that more people can find the wonders of being with these amazing crystals. Namaste.